Dumb cop messes with the wrong FBI agent, instantly regrets it. Drop the badge, step out of the car. You're not who you say you are. The handcuffs clicked around Ray's wrists before he could process the setup. He had thought he was enforcing order, not becoming its victim. The federal agent he'd mocked was gone, and the narrative had already shifted. Ray, the small-town cop, was the coward who had derailed a justice operation. The real operation, built to expose a trafficking ring thriving on racial prejudice, had crumbled beneath his arrogance. This is the tale of a cop who picked the wrong undercover power and paid instantly. Welcome, story lovers. From where are you watching? Hit the like button and drop your city name in the comments so we can see how far our story travels. Officer Ray Dalton had the badge, the swagger, and the unquestioned authority of the only cop in Maple Ridge. In this town, everyone knew each other, and nothing ever really changed. He prided himself on keeping the streets in line, and the people who questioned him were usually too intimidated to push back. On a sleepy Sunday afternoon, a nondescript sedan drifted through town a little too fast. Ray saw it, pulled it over, and felt the familiar rush of control. The driver was quiet, composed, and handed over credentials with a calmness that rubbed Ray the wrong way. A flash of a federal seal flickered briefly. He smirked, assuming it was a formality. He didn't see the camera in the rear view, and he didn't know the man was deep undercover, chasing a trafficking ring with roots that tangled around his precinct. Tension, unseen, had arrived. Ray's swagger cracked when the stranger didn't stammer or heap praise. Instead, the agent's eyes tracked him with patient focus. The cop decided to flex, accusing the man of evasive driving and questioning why he was in town. Subtext, loud and clear. "Who do you think you are?" The agent neither flinched nor explained. He asked for a minute to check his paperwork, and Ray, irritated, rifled through the car. Hidden beneath a travel mug, a coded thumb drive sparked suspicion. Ray's assumptions hardened into accusations. He announced a search, broadcasting his power, making the traffic stop a spectacle. People watched from porches. Whispers trailed behind him. The agent finally revealed a badge, federal, real, but Ray's pride twisted it into mockery, dismissing it as overreach from a big city suit. He hauled the man toward the squad car, unaware that the agent's team was watching through the sedan's rigged lens. In the hour that followed, Ray's careless interference shattered delicate surveillance, exposing a covert operation tied to a trafficking network that had shielded itself using racial profiling, and Ray wasn't just a small-town cop. He was the most convenient scapegoat. Evidence fabricated. Timelines rewritten. Ray woke up in cuffs. At the same time, the man he'd humiliated was led away with no stain on his record. The undercover agent, once patient and precise, pulled the strings from behind the scenes. Ray's world detonated. Colleagues avoided his gaze. Whispers branded him a traitor. The media clung to the narrative of a corrupt local officer sabotaging a federal effort. He saw the agent's face once more, calm, almost regretless, as the truth was buried under official reports. The worst injustice wasn't the frame. It was how quickly the system swallowed him, painting his questioning of authority as racial bias turned against him. Dear audience, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like. It helps. Ray didn't escape the fallout. He lost his badge, reputation, and the comfortable certainty that came with uniformed power. Alone, he read the reports that twisted his interference into a racialized failure, as if the very suspicion he had cast on others had become the chain around his neck. The undercover agent moved on, mission salvaged. At the same time, the trafficking ring burrowed deeper into shadows, its exposure delayed by the same prejudices that had once justified Ray's arrogance. The story wasn't about guilt or innocence anymore. It was about how systems weaponize perception, how a single misjudgment, fueled by racial blind spots and unearned authority, can swallow a life whole. Who pays for the damage when the truth is buried beneath regret and silence? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and new videos. Take care.